Hey gamers, Gecko here. I know this is very late, but it was just brought to my attention that Ken Miyuchi did an interview with the Evo YouTube channel about 2.0, and there is new information inside of it about specific things to do with 2.0. So I thought it would be good if I sat here and I watched and see what he says and give my opinions on what we find out in the update. I'm not just going to sit here and do a full reaction to it. I'm going to be pausing at several pieces, and if you want to see the full interview, it'll be down below in the comment section somewhere. I would have done this earlier in the day, but it got brought to my attention right before I had to do something this evening, so that's why you're getting it at o'clock in the morning. So let's move over to the thing, shall we? Feels good using this again. I like this scene, I like this format.
GGST ライブなんですけれども、2.0 の、私たちのミッションっていうのは、単にそのバトルのバランス調整とかキャラクターの追加をやるアップデートではなくて、もっとこのゲーム全体の体験を一新したいというふうに思って、今回用意させていただきました。で、この5年間 GGST ライブ始まってから経っているんですけれども、それらの中でこう積み上げたものとして、次のフェーズに進める大きな節目にしたいっていうふうに思っています。
They've talked about this like a bit where they're like, strive forward into the future. We want to make it feel like it's a new game. They've really talked about this kind of concept of updating Strive to fit in with the future of fighting games quite a lot. Obviously, in like the dev backyard, that was mostly aimed at like, you know, people like me, more of the hardcore crowd who really care about these kind of things. But it does seem that 2.0 is going to try and position itself more to be appealing to as many people as possible. So not just the people who've been playing it over and over and over again, but like he said, he wants to appeal to people who've not played the game in a while. And I know a lot of people personally who are like, I don't really play Strive, but I'm going to check out 2.0 just to see what it's like. I'm very interested to see what he means by that. Obviously, a lot of the gameplay changes we've seen in the short trailer were quite big swings. We'll have to see if he alludes to anything else in this or have to wait for the patch notes.
トレーラーをちょろっと見たらなんとなくこのキャラクターなんじゃないかなって示唆できるようにはなっていると思うんですけれども、ハッピーケイオスだったりアスカだったり、ああいったキャラクターは、少し、普通のバトルバランス調整の枠を超えた大型な調整が加わっているというふうに思っていただいて大丈夫です。もちろんそれだけ。
Oh shit. Hell yeah. Okay, I was gonna say the way that he's talking, he's making it sound like it's just Chaos and Asuka, but no, Chaos and Asuka are getting reworks by their definition. So it's probably on the level of like how Ram and Pot were rebalanced, where like they had major enhancements and changes to their kit and how they function in a general gameplay sense. But it's not only them. So it's Chaos, Asuka, and some other people. Maybe one other person, maybe more people than that. Okay. Not just those two is interesting. I'm personally hoping for the Dizzy rework. I think of all the characters they released, Dizzy is the one that struggles the most, for simply just because of how her kit is. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what they do.
共通システム全体的に大きく、調整をしているというようなところもありますので、詳細についてはぜひパッチノートの方を、この動画のタイミングでは公開されているのかわからないんですけれども、ご確認していただけると幸いです。
Are they out? I highly doubt they're out. Arxis don't release patch notes. Yeah, no, they're not out. Arxis aren't one to release patch notes super early. I imagine patch notes will be out, I want to say optimistically sometime next week, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get them the week of. So like, obviously the update's out on the 9th. I wouldn't personally be surprised if we get the patch notes on like the 5th or the 6th, maybe even the 8th. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised if we get patch notes just like a few days before, maybe even the day before. I highly doubt we're going to be getting them very soon. I think Evo might have just like pushed this through the pipeline a little bit so that they could release it while 2.0 is still hot on people's minds.
今回、両方実現する形として、オーバーホールといいますか完全な新作っていうのではなく 2.0 っていうような、形が最もふさわしいかなというふうに 思って開発しております。
Sorry. If you remember back ages ago, we made a couple of videos that were essentially talking about the cancelled Guilty Gear game and how it was most likely bullshit. I still very much think it was, but there might have been a time internally where Arxis were kind of like, hey, do we want to do something new or do we want to keep doing Strive? And it seems like they stuck with like, let's just keep doing Strive for a while, which honestly I think is a good call, mostly because they ended on a like crossover character, which would have been really weird. But I'm glad that they're like, yeah, we're gonna do Strive for a little bit longer. Even though it has been 5 years, which is a ridiculous amount of time for any fighting game, especially an Arc System Works games. Those games normally last for a couple of years. I highly doubt it leans like a little bit of credence to that, but like there might have been a talking type like, what would we want to do? And they decided, stick with Gear. We'll see how far this can go. There's the crowd cheering for Wild Assault being removed. I love the clip of the crowd cheering for when Wild Assault's removed. It's so funny.
なので今回そのワイルドアサルトを別のシステムに置き換えるというような形で、カウンターブリッツっていう風なのを用意したんですけれども、ワイルドアサルト自体はそのものはもともとはその直感的な攻めの手段というような形で意図して導入させてもらったものではあるんですけれども、実際に運営を続けていく中で性能としては強力で奥深い一方で習熟度によって使い方にすごく差が出てしまう。
I'm glad that they like reassessed Wild Assault. I still think it's a very brave move. Developers can sometimes be kind of stubborn when it comes to this kind of thing. It's very easy to see like Tekken and look at how stubborn some of the devs can be with decisions that they've made and they don't want to revert it. Being like, it didn't work, we're getting rid of it, I think is a very brave move. I think it's a very smart move as well because, oh god, Wild Assault's been a fucking wild ride. Like, yeah, it does add like some depth to the game, and there's definitely stuff at high level that you can use that you wouldn't really think of, especially like stealing a bit of the opponent's burst is like a really interesting way of using it. But overall, it has probably just negatively impacted the game and made the game way more fucking volatile and way more resource intensive. Because if you like are a character that really relies on Wild Assault, you're gonna need your burst as much as possible. So you're gonna want to try and use it so that you can get it again by breaking the wall with positive bonus, and there's a lot of snowball situations that it can lead to or enhance. Not to mention it's been nerfed in every single patch that's come out since it's been added to the game. So yeah, I think getting rid of it is a smart decision. I also think it's a very wise one. I hope that they learn like more lessons from that. I hope that they're okay to see that they've made a mistake and just get rid of it.
カウンターブリッツという新しいシステムなんですけれども、こちらはカウンターヒットという明確なトリガーを条件に、発動させることができる。ファーストゲージ 50% を消費して発動できるシステムというふうになっています。学ばなくていい、もっとこうレベルが高くなってから、学べばいいよねというようなものなんですけれども、いざこう学び始めるってなった時にすごくハードルが高かったり。
I didn't even see what he was fucking saying. I was just laughing at the soul combo.
結構難しい。でそういった時にこう成長曲線でプレイヤーがゲームを楽しみながら遊んでいって楽しみながらこう一緒に上達していくっていう曲線を考えた時にちょっとワイルドアサルトだとすごく途中からその曲線がぐっと高くなってしまうかなと、ハードルが高くなってしまうかなというふうに考えて、カウンターブリッツに関してはゲーム新規で遊ぶ方とか、格闘ゲーム初めて遊ぶ方だよっていう人に、明確にカウンターヒットしたらとりあえずこのカウンターブリッツっていうのを発動条件としては先ほども言った通りゲージ 50%、 バーストゲージを 50% 消費するんですけれども、
I think it's very interesting that they are still thinking, even 5 years on, about like the new player experience and how like getting into the game can feel. I never really like imagined Wild Assault being a big hurdle for people, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, it is a bit of a weird mechanic, isn't it? Like, there's 3 different variations. They all depend on characters. It's something you need to learn for every character. They all do different things. I, like, thinking back on it now, remembering the amount of times I had to explain to people in Twitch chat what each Wild Assault did which like is crazy to say as a Strive content creator. So I think like getting rid of it and changing it to something that's pretty universal and more streamlined and much more easier to understand when you should use it. Hell yeah. There needs to be like a really good reason to use it other than just it locks people out of bursts for the end of a round, I think.
ゲームの中にミッションが設けられていて、それを達成していくと、レベルが上がっていって、そのレベルに応じた報酬を受け取れるというようなシステムなんですが、
Yeah, so it's probably like the Grand Blue Battle Pass with the missions. Cool,
先行開放権というような形で、ブレイジングパスの、期間が終了すると、過去のショートストーリーっていうものを見れる場所があるんですけども、そこに自動的に全て見れるようにはなりますので。
Oh shit! Hell yeah! So the stories, no matter what, are going to be free. Like, what if you don't get them in the Blazing Pass? Once the Blazing Pass is over, you'll be able to go and watch them. I like that. I think that's good. Strive's law is like a bit of a weird one, but it is still a thing that brings people into the game. Like, there's people I know of that are more like, I guess like stans of characters would probably be the best way to say it. They don't really play the game competitively. They don't even really play the game, but they like the stories of the characters. So I think having a way to just access them for completely free, if you miss them, is good. So it's even like maybe you take like a massive break from the game and you just want to see what laws come back. You can see it for completely free. Fuck yeah. I hope they do that with the outfits as well.
カスタマイズ要所の方は、トレーラーの方でも公開させていただきましたけれども、ソルと、イノの、武器と、衣装を変えるような機能っていうのを、最初の方にはリリースしたいというふうに考えています。でその次に、カイとディズィーというのが、今回のトレーラーからご覧いただけるように少し、衣装新しい武器と新しい衣装を身にまとっているというのが、見ていただけたかなと思います。もちろんその先の、ブレイジングパスでも他のキャラクターの衣装変更っていうのも予定しておりますので、ぜひそちらの方もご期待ください。
Okay.
衣装替えの機能を追加するにあたって、長年いろんなジャックを使っているプレイヤーさんからも要望のあった、最初からその仮面を外す、マスクを外すっていうようなのを、やってほしいっていうようなところも対応できるようになりましたので、そちらも喜んでいただければ嬉しいなというふうに思っております。
The Jacko being able to remove a mask, I imagine it'll be the same as how like Johnny can, grow his beard, or like Asuka can change his name. You just press up and down. Fuck yeah, hell yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. That's very cool. I was gonna say having one weapon and one skin per pass is, I imagine, is more sustainable for the development team, but for the players, it is a little bit, especially considering the another game like Grand Blue had a bunch of weapons that you could get for every character on a completely different track that wasn't like the battle pass. It was its own complete thing. And then you get like one skin per season. But them saying that the next pass will have a skin for Kai and Dizzy, and both of them will get their own weapons, I think that's better. I think they're just going to be ramping it up. So they're starting with Ino and Soul because, well, the Ino one, let's be real, it's already been made. And the Soul one, it seems like easiest to implement. And then they're just going to like ramp it up as we go along. Which I'm like kind of fine with, just like letting people dip their toes in. Use the first one to really figure out what people kind of want, what people don't really kind of want, where they need to distribute resources. I'm okay with the first Blazing Pass being like a little bit mid, if I'm entirely honest, just so they can get reviews on it. But hopefully they'll be ramping it up over and over and over again, because it's like there's so many characters in this game now, and there's so many different characters that are people's favorites that it's going to be really hard not to give a skin to some characters. Like, while I'm sure that you might be able to maybe find an excuse to dodge a couple of characters, I don't think there's anyone in the game that's like a disliked character by everyone. So you're going to have to eventually at some point probably give a skin to at least the vast majority of characters. So hopefully them ramping it up will be really good. I expect multiple skins a season, eventually. I expect value out of my Fortnite Battle Pass. I just realized that middle one looks like Valentine.
を用意しておりますし、今度リリースするシーズンパス5の中では、購入特典として新しくそのスキンで、
We made too many UI skins. Take them all. Buy our season pass and take all our fucking skins off us. We made too many of them. We were like, what could we do to make people happy? So we made 2 million UIs. Go, please take them all off us. That's quite funny. I hope we get most of these in the Season 5 pass as well. Because, like, oh, I want some of these so bad. The Chaos one looks so fucking cool. The fucking Eddie one, honestly, looks really cool as well. I like the one that's next to the one they have, like, logoed, which is, like, spray paint and shit. Like, ooh, it's all so cool.
最初っていうのは、
Look at
ギ
Usagi.
ルティギアストライブ遊んでいる方だったらよくご存知の R コードって呼ばれる、オンライン上で自分のステータスを表示する、ものにはなってい
I
るん
wonder
で
if
すけれども、
this
ここ
is
で
gonna lead to more problems with R
で
codes.
きる、
Because there's more
スキル
stuff.
というふうになって、キ
I
ャラ
hope
クター
not.
の
I really hope
イ
not.
メージに合わせそれでいろんな自己表現を楽しんでいただけると嬉しいなというふうに思います。
I will try my best. It's Jam!
線画だけ公開させていただいて、多くの人が予想されていた通りだったのかなというふうには思うんですが、
Yeah, you didn't,
基本的
you
にはその
didn't make
キャ
it
ラクターの人
hard.
気とか、なので、この2キャラクターに加えてさらに、このシーズン、パス5の中でリリースされる2キャラクターについてもちょっと驚くようなキャラクターを準備していたりしますので、そちらの方も楽しみにしていただけると嬉しいなというふうに思います。
What do you mean by surprise us? Ken, I'm scared. Part of me thinks that this is going to be maybe not like the 2 most popular picks, or maybe it won't be Raven and Zappa. Maybe this is me maybe thinking it'll be like a developer favorite or like an unconventional pick. I still think that this might hint towards another guest character, which I really hope is Ragnar. Or Sir Bloodedge, as he's called in Demon and Baby. Sir Bloodedge, the new Guilty Gear character. Gauntlet. I need to think of a smart word for Hades. Gauntlet Hemomancy. That face he's pulling. Find it untrustworthy. I do think that we're probably going to get another guest character, with them being like, it will be a surprise. I highly doubt it's going to be a community expectations. I highly doubt, after hearing that, it will be Raven or Zappa. Maybe it'll be Raven, because like a lot of people have asked for Raven for a while, which I really hope it's not. But we'll have to see what the development team chooses. We have a long time until the second half of this season pass. So obviously Jam comes out on the 8th, and then Robokai is coming out in the summer, vaguely, probably around when Evo happens, and then we don't have until winter of this year, which like starts in December if we're going off of like business calendar stuff. I imagine they mean like October, November, December time, probably like November, December time-ish until we get the final character. So there is going to be a big stretch of time where we don't have a new character. So we're probably not going to hear about these new characters for a while, but I'll get to speculating. Who do you, the audience, want it to be? Comment down below, Ragnar the Blood Edge, for no additional reward. Just do it because it'd be funny.
で、それでいて、今回はその遊ぶ中での、対戦以外の楽しみ方とかっていうのもこう広げていくっていうのを今回一気に推し進めるようなアップデートっていうのをやってきたかなというふうに思います。で、これ自体についてはもちろんその、昨今の新しい格闘ゲームとか、ゲームジャンルから格闘ゲーム遊んでみたよっていう人も増えてきてますので、そういった人たちがよりこう格闘ゲームっていうのをこう親しみやすい、いつでもこう遊べる、そんな魅力のあるタイトルの一つとしてギルティギアストライブっていうのがラインナップに上がってくるということを期待しています。
You can say what you want about Strive. Strive has done a very, very good job of getting people into the fighting game community. Like, the amount of people I know that started on Strive and then went to something else is fucking ridiculous. Just because people don't stick with this game doesn't mean that they don't get the bug from it. I think that that's really good. Part of it was, obviously, you know, it came out during COVID, it had rollback netcode, you know, you could play this fighting game with, like, really good netcode with anyone around the world while we were all locked in our houses. But a lot of people I know started with Strive and then have just become fighting game fans, not just Guilty Gear fans. So I think they've already done an amazing job of getting newer people into the genre as a whole. I am interested to see how they keep expanding that, and I'm more interested, if I'm entirely honest, on how they want to try and make the game deeper for competitive folk, because that's kind of me. I'm getting the itch again, honestly. I played a little bit on stream, and I want to grind out Jam when she's out. I want to play the game more, you know? I am very excited, personally. I hope that they do a good job. They've set themselves up very, very nicely by showing us things that we want. I just hope that the rest of the patch really lives up to the expectations that people are giving the entire update. And that was about everything that I could extract from the interview itself. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hopefully we'll get those patch notes soon. Him saying that they might be out when this came out. It's probably him hedging his bets, but here's hoping. I want to do my hour-long reading again. I want to read everything in the patch notes again. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Bye!